into a world designed by and for men. Most men have done little, if anything, to change. Oh, for goodness sake. Yet the empowerment of women does not rely solely on women and men. The quiet passengers of womenomics has changed not just for their own good, but for their partners too. With the pandemic knocking down so many long-standing Japanese work customs, managers can finally dispense with the needless FaceTime culture, instill meritocracy, and make the workplace more people-friendly by things such as capping the hours people spend at work without lowering productivity. Translation: let's have the workers spend more time at home by having a shorter work week, meaning perhaps because after COVID, a lot of people work very well from home, so people are at home more often and hopefully hooking up and having babies. That's the hope. Let's see if I can pronounce this right. I'm going to just screw up this guy's name. Take Yoshihisa Ano, the celebrated founder and CEO of cloud servicing company Bozo, which turned 13 billion yen or 120 million last year, originally told Nikkei that he routinely takes his 3 kids to school in the morning and then focuses on work until 6:30 p.m. sharp. Evenings are reserved for family. Look, I got no problem having a balance. You have your family time, you have your time to yourself, and then obviously you work, your purpose in life, if you're going to do the family thing. But I don't want the government coming there basically sticking the finger saying, men, it's your fault. That's a little horseshit. Maybe there's a reason that men simply don't want to have kids. Or they simply aren't interested in having more. Again, back to, hey, we're not, enough disposable income. Maybe because there's something in the impacting testosterone. That's a big thing there, the food, the environment there. Who the hell knows? And of course, thanks to the government typically embracing the feminist movement, we're tired of these masks and women walking around. We're not interested in getting married. Change the laws. Change the laws that men are hampered in the divorce process. Maybe more men might be actually interested in getting married in the future. And then you're going to get more guaranteed babies. There's an idea. Stop embracing these harebrained feminist ideas that a lot of politicians are going to do because it's popular. And let them get elected or keep their seats. It says, when they get home, Japanese men need to lean in for a change and start performing more tasks traditionally dismissed as women's work. Yeah, let's see how well that goes. How many guys here have been married and you actually do help out around the house, cleaning and all that stuff, and your wife comes home and she doesn't like the way you did it, and then she ends up redoing all your cleaning anyway. How many of you guys have been in a situation like that, right? And then she's like, I have to do everything. My gut is it'll be the same thing over there. Japanese men start helping out around the house and all that, and their wives will come home and say, dishes aren't cleaning up, the sink isn't cleaned up, the bathtub isn't cleaned up, the carpet isn't vacuumed well enough, I gotta do it myself, I gotta do everything. I'm exaggerating, of course, guys, I'm having fun here, but you know what I'm talking about. While governments deserve credit for helping to stigmatize depression and contributing to a reversal in the ending one's life, 2010-2019, other campaigns like the Premium Friday campaign encouraging workers to take off early, Fourth Friday each month, have a lot better. Imagine that. So these things done by the government to try to get people to go home and read aren't exactly working out very well. So now they're going to try to shame men. Imagine that. A campaign encouraging husbands and fathers to chip in more for housework and childcare would surely win the support of women. Say right there, we're getting back to politics here. The end goal is not to reverse the clock of gender equality, but enable Japanese women to have more fulfilling careers and family lives. And that includes having babies before it's too late, without sacrificing your career. This will happen only if men are willing to change. Again, back to men. Well, maybe the problem is that so many women have changed and have embraced the feminist movement, become more masculine. Maybe that's a problem. Nobody's going to address that, so we got to stick with the guys. COVID's biggest impact in Japan so far is that, compared with the pre-pandemic forecast, it is drastically accelerating the declining birth rate. The 780,000 children expected to be born this year in Japan is equivalent to the pre-COVID estimates predicted for the year 2035. Boarding the clock of Japan becoming a childless dystopia. A quiet crisis surrounds us. It is now or never to snap out of the male coma of inaction. Snap out of the male coma of inaction. So, there you go, guys. Once again, government's getting involved, government's panicking. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it isn't, like when I did the article in Sweden, in Japan, and it's happening here, and you're going to see more and more of this going on. I am waiting for the bachelor tax. Not just like here in the United States, you got the tax classification single, married filed jointly, and a
pero no me copió nada.
married filed separately.
Ni
I'm
5.
waiting for the bachelor tax. There'll be like an additional category or something that slapped on for guys that aren't getting married.
Aquí pelamos desde un montón de catapultas, pero no quiero arqueros en un momento.
I'm just waiting for that, or at least I'm waiting to get that somewhere in the world. It's coming. But anyhow, guys, yeah, another example. The government's desperate, but hey, at the end of the day, more guys are saying, I'm not doing this. It's not in our benefit, given the laws in regards to marriage. And obviously, less marriages, less babies. Change the laws, make the laws beneficial towards guys in the divorce process and all that. Stop making it all, pretty much the deck stacked against us. And let's stop embracing these harebrained BS ideas of modern feminism, because it has nothing to do with equality. It's all about bashing men and trying to change the genders, make girls behaving like boys, and boys behaving like girls. And is it any wonder that none of them have anything to do with each other? They're not attracted to one another because there's no polarity. Okay? There's an idea. But until then, it'll be easier just to the government's come up with these harebrained ideas to get people to breed. Or if that doesn't work, shaming tactics on men. Because God forbid that they would have the opposite, shaming tactics. Ladies, not a chance in hell. That's easier towards men. So, alright guys, thought you find this interesting here on Monday. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time. Welcome back to Strong, Successful Men. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled Men Must Change to Reverse Japan's Rapidly Declining Birth Rate. And guys, what we have here is yet another article talking about another country whose government is scared out of their mind because of the rapidly declining birth rate. And a few weeks ago I covered Sweden because of the problems over there. Then I covered Denmark, same problem over there. And now we have Japan. Now, I've been paying attention to Japan for a number of years now. This problem has just been continuing on and on. They have more and more of an aging population, but yet their younger population, they're simply not having children like they once did. Apparently, according to a chart, I saw the peak of the birth rate was in 1973, but has been on the decline ever since. Now, do we all really think the Japanese government gives a crap how much hooking up is going on with their citizens? No, but they do care about birth rates, because they need future babies to grow up and to become consumers to help continue to grow the economy, as well as to have all equally as important to them future taxpayers to pay into the system to help support the elderly population. So, to no surprise, lots of efforts have been done around the world with different countries to give incentives for people to have children, and some are outright laughable, right? But what we have here is, as it says in the title, it's men must change to make this happen. The blame is being put on men. Imagine that. Now, again, why is it that so many more people are not having children? There's a lot of answers to this question. One could be that simply people don't have the disposable income as they once had, so it's more expensive to have children. Definitely, at least here locally in Massachusetts, it's a higher cost of living in other parts of the country. And I know people that would have had another child, but between their student loans and things like that, it's obviously an issue. And one could argue about maybe lower testosterone levels due to the environment, food, and things like that. That's another argument. Then there's the one that I like to stick to constantly: the impact of the feminist movement. The impact of having media, television, movies, all that, conditioning women to behave more like men, and men to behave more like women. They're not as attracted to one another, and so simply not as interested in hooking up as much, okay? Because no guy is attracted to a woman who behaves like a man, and there's more and more of that in today's world. And also because of this, more and more guys are opting out of getting married because they see how not just here in the United States, but all around the world, worse in other places, the deck is truly stacked against guys. So, like, why would they do that? Some of those guys are marrying, there's less children being born, etc., etc. But this particular story here, we're going to go into, let's be honest, let's blame men because it's men's fault less babies are being born. It's ridiculous. So, but anyhow, I went on long enough here, so I'm going to go and get into the article right now. And it says here, it starts off, at work and at home, it is crucial for men to do their share. So they get right into this right away. And working at home. Am I supposed to believe that your typical Japanese man is sitting around all day watching television and eating and not doing anything? Meanwhile, the women are out working and taking care of bringing home bringing home the bacon, paying all the bills, and come home and do all the cleaning and cooking and all that? I hardly doubt that. But it's more convenient and politically popular to stick the finger at guys. At the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, Japan braced itself for the devastation of its elderly population. The biggest demographic drive a few people being born. Extrapolating the latest government statistics from January to March, Japan can expect 80,000 pure babies this year, a 9.2% fall in the birth rate compared to 2020. That's a big drop in my opinion, 9.2% in a year. While COVID-19 has so far claimed the lives of fewer than 13,000 people. Not only is Japan growing rapidly, but its population is also shrinking at an alarming speed. If we believe that a stable and well-balanced population is essential to a nation's sustainability, we must act fast to counteract the demographic crisis. To put it simply, we need more couples to want to have more babies. Right then and there, they're getting right into it. That's what the government is scared shitless about, okay? And I've read that, a lot of countries in Europe, the reason that for a number of years now they've been having with open arms migrants, whatever you want to call them, refugees, whatever, from North Africa, Middle East, is not because of the goodness of the hearts of the European Union and those countries, which a lot of them don't want